All right, let's dive right in and unpack a truly fascinating philosophical perspective. Today, we're looking at a thought experiment drawn from a classic text called The Word's First Word. It takes something incredibly ordinary and completely flips how we understand our relationship with the natural world. Picture your typical morning routine for a second. You sit down at the kitchen table, and right in front of you, there is an egg. It's totally ordinary, completely mundane. You've probably eaten thousands of them in your lifetime without giving it a second thought, right? I mean, it is just breakfast. But hold on. Stop for just a second. We're going to break out of that everyday complacency right now. We are going to look at that exact same egg on your table, but we're going to ask a completely different set of questions about how it actually got there. Part 1. The Breakfast Table Mystery, or Nature's Unknowing Producers. Let's actually interrogate the prime suspect behind this breakfast. Think about the animal that provided it. Does the chicken know who you are? It's a serious question. When that egg was laid, was the chicken consciously aware of your existence? The answer, obviously, is a flat no. Let's escalate this interrogation just a bit more. Does it know your name? Does it have any clue where you live or what you do for a living? Again, no. The chicken is completely oblivious to your identity. Total blank. Well, what about on a biological level? Has this chicken carefully calculated your specific human protein requirements to ensure you've got enough energy to crush your morning meetings? Yeah, probably not. As our source text playfully points out, we can be fairly confident that chickens aren't out in the coop firing up nutrition spreadsheets. They aren't crunching numbers on human biology. And yet, and this is the core mystery here, the egg arrives on your plate as a remarkably useful, perfectly packaged source of food for your exact biological needs. And let's expand this picture, right? Because this isn't just about chickens and eggs. It's literally the entire natural world. Cows producing milk, bees making honey, trees dropping fruit, the soil giving us wheat. The exact same logic applies to all of them. None of these things know you. They don't know human biology, they don't know our dietary needs, and they certainly don't know you personally. To really highlight how wild it is to think nature is consciously providing for us, just imagine this. The apple tree in the orchard does not hold a morning corporate huddle and say, okay, looks like Daniel's a bit low on vitamin C this week, let's bump up the citrus levels in this next batch. It's a completely ridiculous image, right? The same goes for our friend the chicken. The chicken isn't sitting there scheming, let's improve the amino acid profile for the humans today. And yet, despite this complete lack of awareness, these things that do not know us at all are churning out things that are astonishingly suited to our needs. So how do we resolve this cognitive dissonance? Which brings us to part 2, the waiter analogy. To resolve this absurdity, the first word offers a brilliantly simple analogy. Say you're at a really nice restaurant. A waiter brings a beautifully prepared, highly complex plate of food to your table. When they set the plate down, you don't jump up, clap your hands, and declare, "Oh, magnificent waiter, you created the tomatoes, you invented rice." If you did that, the poor waiter would just look at you and say, "Look, I didn't invent anything, I just brought the plate." And this perfectly hits the nail on the head. We absolutely must distinguish the carrier of the food from the source of it. The waiter, that's the carrier. The kitchen, the chef, the actual mastermind behind the meal, that is the source. Confusing those two is a massive error in logic. So let's bring it back to our breakfast and see how this builds our new paradigm. The egg comes through the chicken, sure. But does the chicken actually understand the insanely complex biochemistry required to design an egg from scratch? Same for the tree. Is the tree some sort of master chemist, consciously calculating the exact ratios of sugar, vitamins, color, texture, and aroma to make an apple perfectly appealing and nutritious to a human being? No, absolutely not. It is physically impossible for a tree or a chicken to possess that level of conscious engineering knowledge. Therefore, following this logic, living things can be understood simply as carriers. A carrier is just a living thing that delivers something without possessing the knowledge needed to consciously design it. The chicken is literally just the waiter delivering the egg. The tree is just the waiter dropping off the apple. They are purely the middlemen. Part 3. Who is the giver? We are finally ready for the ultimate paradigm shift this entire explainer has been building towards. Why does any of this matter? Well, tomorrow morning, when you sit down at that kitchen table, maybe that egg looks just a little bit different to you. Because if the chicken didn't design it, and the chicken is just the waiter dropping it off, well, then that egg isn't just a mundane piece of breakfast anymore. It is a message. It's a provision engineered and sent to you by a source that actually does know your needs. As the first word invites us to ask, the gift has reached us. The waiter has dropped off the plate. But who is the true giver? I'll let you chew on that the next time you sit down for breakfast. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking the big questions.